Hello, it's Nate Fleazy, back with a new video. So this one I'm going to talk about real quick on the fly. Maximizing every part of yourself, just reaching your full potential. So like a lot of times we naturally in life, you really just focus and locking on one thing. Because a lot of times to be great at something, you have to focus on one thing. That's really true to some extent. You do have to focus really hard on one thing, especially to be a master. If you want to be a great fighter, musician, or whatever it is, you definitely have to focus on it. But unlocking your full potential, that's definitely something that you should do, because and getting great at different things, not just for the sake of just doing it, but using what you have, using all of your strengths and talents. And part of a reason for that is you just manifest more out of life. Because you think about it, if you have all these traits of you that are within you and you're not using them, you just possibly can't have a life as great as you want, because you're not even the greatest version of yourself. And it's it might be cliche, but it's just so true. Because, for example, if I'm an athlete and that's all I do, sports, and I might go really far with that, but if I have other parts of myself, it's almost it's rocks in a bag. Rocks in a bag are just sitting down and weighing me down to some degree, because I've all these other traits that I could use. Maybe that's not for all people. Maybe for some people you don't really have that many talents. Or that's not to saying that you have to do a lot of things. It's just saying to use what you have, anything. And that really could be anything. It could even go beyond your talents. It could go maybe to maybe something like a social skill. That might be considered a talent to some extent, but whatever you have, just use it. Use what you have. That's one thing you learn about when you have nothing. When you have nothing, it just comes down to you, because you don't got anything else. So that's one thing you got to know with that. Just use everything and manifest everything about yourself. And like I was saying before, makes the greatest life. Because if you're becoming the greatest version of yourself, not the greatest archetype, not just you have money and you have status and blah, blah, blah. That might come along with being the greatest version of yourself, but I just feel you just have to naturally have a great life when you're becoming the greatest version of yourself. Because if you're doing great at one thing in life, you probably already have a good life. If you're doing what you got to do, you might have a good life. But then if you take it to the next level and maximize all those traits and everything about you and really become the greatest version of yourself, then naturally I feel a great life will follow. I don't see a scenario where you're a great man and your life isn't great. It just, because naturally in the process of becoming great, you will cultivate a great life. So yeah, so just turn everything on, use every trait, and I'll catch you on the flip.